Well, hey, friends, this is Darnell coming to you from the beautiful Bedrock Ministry studio with another edition of AM in America, day 127, my friends, of our journey through Psalm 119. Now, verse 127, the psalmist says, "Therefore, I love your commandments above gold, above fine gold." Well, I'm sure, know the rule. Anytime you see the word therefore, we have to ask ourselves, what is it there for? Because it's always referring to something that was just said. Okay, so in this case, it's referring to verse 126, which we covered yesterday, that said, "It is time for the Lord to act, for your law has been broken." And we talked about how this is a warning, really. It is close to the time for God to act. The idea that life is just going to keep kind of unfolding at this casual course that it's going in as it slowly but surely spins out of control, and that there's never going to be a climax. There's never going to be a payday. There's never going to be a judgment day. The idea that that's going to happen is just unrealistic, my friends, and totally contrary, of course, to the Word of God. So that's what the psalmist is referring to. He's saying, hey, payday's coming, judgment day's coming. Therefore, I love your commandments above gold, above fine gold. What is he saying? He's saying, look, what I've said many times on this website in these devotionals: money, gold, an estate, a savings account, none of that is going to help you when the changes that are given to us through prophecy in the Bible start to take place in and on the world stage. And that's why the psalmist is agreeing with what I've been saying and what every believer who puts his hope in the Word is saying. The Word of God is what we cling to. It is our refuge. I want to give you this morning quickly on this devotional 5 things that the Word will give you. The Word, first of all, will give you truth. Really, reality is found in the Word even more than what we see, touch, feel, hear, taste around us. The true reality is the Word, because the Bible makes it clear that everything else is fading away. Everything else is on shifting sand, but the Bible will be here forever. Now, the Bible, just truth alone, is a pretty harsh reality, because once we find the truth in the Bible, we find out who we are. We find out that we are a fallen world, that we have a sin nature, that all of us have sinned, that all of us have violated God's laws, and therefore, just on the basis of only our actions and choices and decisions, based on the fact that we are born into sin, we are born on, we are born separated from God, and therefore we really deserve death and hell. So God gives us truth, but He does not leave us there in that fallen state. The Bible then gives us hope, a glimpse of God's mercy, and a glimpse of the fact that God is love, and He is patient, and He desires a relationship for us. Once that spark of hope is in us, that hey, maybe there's a way I don't have to go to hell, then we find in the Bible direction, because the Bible is very clear about how to find God, to get reconnected to God through the finished work of the cross. The Bible is so clear on this. There is no other way to the Father but through Jesus. Once we find direction and we embrace that direction and we start moving in that direction, we find God's grace. We find out that God is a rewarder of those that love Him and seek Him, and that is great news. And God will meet you every step of the way that you take towards Him. The Bible is clear on this as well. Seek me while I may be found. Seek me with your whole heart, and you will find me. That is what God says. And as we begin to walk in that grace and experience all the provision on every level that grace brings, then we find that we are taking on and beginning to live in a world that is rooted in God's love. And there is nothing more secure than God's love. And that's what the psalmist is saying here. He says, therefore, I love your commandments above gold, above fine gold. The word there means perfectly refined gold. The word of God, the commandments of God, the word of God is where we find our truest security, my friends. Hope that blesses you this morning. This is Darnell coming to you from the beautiful Bedrock Ministry studio. Now let's go change the day.